The Grand Prix Cycliste de Montréal delivered a thrilling spectacle as Brandon McNulty and Tadej Pogačar of UAE Team Emirates crossed the finish line together, securing a remarkable 1-2 finish for their team. But here's where it gets interesting. McNulty, the American rider, was the one who officially claimed victory, with Pogačar, the reigning world champion, graciously allowing his teammate to take the win in a display of sportsmanship rarely seen at this level. Quinn Simmons from Little Trek finished solo in third place, just over a minute behind the leading duo, while another American, Nielsen Paulus of EF Education Easy Post, edged out UAE's Adam Yates to claim fourth. This strong American presence on the podium was a highlight of the race. On the final long, flat stretch along Avenue du Parc, Pogačar and McNulty shared smiles and exchanged words, with the world champion waving McNulty forward in the last 25 meters. There was no frantic sprint. Their commanding lead over the chasing pack, built over the last 2 laps of the 17-lap race, meant they could afford a relaxed finish. The race began with an initial breakaway of 6 riders that eventually grew to 16. But the peloton never allowed them more than a 1-minute 50-second advantage. UAE Team Emirates set a relentless pace that shattered the peloton, causing many riders to fall off the back and become spectators well before the finish, especially near Parc de Mont-Royal. With 4 laps remaining, Pogačar launched a fierce attack that whittled the lead group down to 4 riders: himself, McNulty, Quinn Simmons, and Louis Barret from Intermarché Wanty. The final 2 laps saw the group slim down to just Pogačar and McNulty, with UAE Team Emirates firmly controlling the race. Both riders had recently celebrated major victories in stage races. McNulty won the Tour de Pologne in August, and Pogačar secured his 4th Tour de France title in July. Interestingly, both had competed just 2 days earlier at the Grand Prix Cycliste de Quebec, but finished outside the top 25. Reflecting on his win, McNulty shared with broadcasters, "Going 1-2 with a teammate is special, but when that teammate is the world champion and arguably the best cyclist in the world, it's truly unforgettable. This is one of the most memorable days of my career so far." He elaborated on their teamwork. "We made our move on the climb, which led to a group of 4. Then Tadej attacked. I bridged across, and he waited for me. In the end, he kindly gave me the win. I'm really grateful for that. It made for a super fun day." Simmons, who had been part of the initial late attack alongside the UAE duo, but couldn't maintain the pace after Pogačar's second surge, described the race as one of the toughest, one-day events in the world. He admitted he came primarily to support his teammate Matthias Chalmos, and didn't expect to finish so strongly. "We got absolutely hammered by UAE," he said, with a mix of respect and frustration. He also celebrated the American presence on the podium. "It's pretty cool to see 2 Americans up there. This is my best result in a World Tour one-day race, and doing it in national colors makes it even more special. It's a big step forward for me." So how did the race unfold? Covering 209.1 kilometers, the event tested riders' endurance and strategy over 17 laps of a 12.3-kilometer circuit. This course, set to be updated for the 2025 UCI Road World Championships, featured a challenging 4,573 meters of climbing, spread across 3 short but steep ascents each lap. The Côte Camillien Houde, a 1.8-kilometer climb averaging 8%, and the Côte de la Polytechnique, 780 meters at 6%, with a punishing 200-meter section at 11%, appeared early in each lap, followed by the Pañuelo climb of 534 meters at 7.5%. The final climb ended just under 3 kilometers from the finish line, making it a critical point for attacks. Early in the race, the peloton split on the first climb under bright sunshine and enthusiastic crowds lining the streets of Montreal. After the first lap, a breakaway group of 7 riders formed, including Ineos Grenadiers' American duo AJ August and Artem Schmidt, Dutch riders Pascal Eenkorn, Soudal Quickstep, and Frank van den Broek, Picnic PostNL. Danes Jorgen Nordhagen, Visma Lisa Bike, and Emirates Vestad Bordzeng, Arkea BB Hotels, and Frenchman Victor Lafay, Decathlon AG2R Le Mondial, the oldest in the group at 29. This group maintained a lead close to 1 minute as they circled the city. The young Ineos riders took turns setting the pace, while a chasing group of 9 riders formed behind them, including notable names from EF Education Easy Post, Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, Jaco Alula, Alpecin de Koninck, Groupama FDJ, Uno X Mobility, and Tudor Pro Cycling. With 120 kilometers remaining, the gap between leaders and chasers shrank to just 21 seconds. By 114 kilometers to go, the two groups merged into a 16-rider breakaway, still holding a slim advantage over the peloton. Meanwhile, Pogačar and UAE Team Emirates appeared relaxed, taking their time at the feed zone and not rushing to close the gap. 4 kilometers later, Eenkhoorn crashed after clipping the front wheel of the rider ahead, briefly halting his progress and eventually withdrawing from the race. This incident allowed the breakaway to extend their lead to 1 minute 20 seconds. As laps passed, riders began abandoning the race, including Canadian Guillaume Boivin, Luc Lamperti, and Ruben Guerrero. The relentless pace set by UAE Team Emirates gradually wore down the breakaway and the peloton alike. With 100 kilometers left, UAE Team Emirates took control at the front, maintaining the gap at around 1 minute. Riders from the breakaway started dropping off, leaving 6 riders at the front with 83.5 kilometers remaining. The peloton was now reduced to fewer than 45 riders, a testament to the punishing pace. Notable withdrawals included Christophe Laporte and Biniam Girmay, both of whom had been contenders earlier in the race. As UAE Team Emirates reeled in the breakaway, the peloton was further thinned, with only about 20 riders remaining as the race approached its climax. Among those still in contention were Little Trek's Quinn Simmons and the podium finishers from the Grand Prix de Quebec held just days earlier, Julian Alaphilippe, Pavel Sivakov, and Alberto Bettiol. With 5 laps to go, the Côte Chameleon Houde climb saw Alaphilippe and others drop back, forming a chase group that included Van den Broek and Anton Charmig. Meanwhile, Pogačar had 3 teammates, Sivakov, McNulty, and Adam Yates, working hard to control the race, with Jonathan Narvaez supporting from just behind. A dramatic moment came when Pello Bilbao of Bahrain Victorious struggled with a mechanical issue, trying to free his chain from the small ring. He had to slow and change bikes, losing contact with the lead group. At 35.4 kilometers remaining, Pogačar launched a decisive attack on the 14th ascent of Chameleon Houde. McNulty, Simmons, and young French rider Louis Barret responded, forming a select group. Pogačar accelerated again with 24 kilometers to go, going solo while Simmons and McNulty chased hard, dropping Barret. The peloton was now 55 seconds behind, with Nielsen Paules taking the front on the penultimate climb. Pogačar glanced back on the descent, noting only McNulty was within striking distance, 17 seconds behind, and eased his pace slightly. Simmons, meanwhile, was dropped and fell further back. In the final kilometers, the UAE teammates combined their strength for a powerful 1-2 finish, with McNulty crossing the line first, a moment that will be remembered for its blend of competition and camaraderie. This race not only showcased the tactical brilliance and physical prowess of UAE Team Emirates, but also highlighted the rising talent of American cyclists on the world stage. It raises an intriguing question. In a sport often defined by individual glory, how much should teamwork influence the outcome? Was Pogačar's decision to let McNulty win a selfless act of leadership or a strategic move to boost team morale? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with this approach, or do you believe every rider should fight for their own victory? Share your opinions in the comments below. About the author, Jackie brings over 30 years of experience in professional sports, spanning news reporting, sports marketing, and public relations. She founded Peloton Sports in 1998, a marketing and PR agency that has managed projects for major cycling events like the Tour de Georgia, Larry H. Miller Tour of Utah, and USA Cycling. Jackie also established Bike Alpharetta Inc., a Georgia-based nonprofit promoting safe cycling. Her diverse background includes 6 years in professional baseball, where she handled everything from advertising sales to field operations. An avid cyclist herself, Jackie has climbed the legendary La Alpe d'Huez 3 times and enjoys road and gravel rides through horse farms in North Georgia and lavender fields in Provence, as well as mountain biking in Park City, Utah.